Welcome back to another episode in Hotfixing the NFL, the series where we take one team after the other and hotfix or apply a day one patch, whichever way you want to view it. We've got the off-season changes included, and we have the 2024 draft included. As you can see, JJ McCarthy here is the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. We also have a lot of other players on the team, and we're just going to try and identify which players need changing, which areas need work. To start out, again, I think the offensive line needs to be super solid in order to ensure that JJ McCarthy has a solid rookie season here without getting demolished by opposing defenses. The first one to really, jump out of here is Evan Ingram, of course. We're going to check him out later. Personally, I wouldn't have an issue with this because the rest of the offensive line really is super solid and looking very, very experienced. I love the tight end pool here. This is really pretty solid. The wide receivers are fantastic. The running backs are decent, I'm going to say. Aaron Jones, of course, is leading the charge. He's awesome. We've got a good fullback here in CJ Ham. And we've got JJ McCarthy. So I think on offense, we might take a look at right guard, but that really isn't too much of an issue. Let's take a look at defense. Maybe this is an area where we need to really pick things up. Personally, I immediately would look at the edges and really think hard if this wouldn't be an area that I would like to change and improve quickly. We've got Dallas Turner on the right outside linebacking position. We've got Andy Van Ginkel on the left. We've got Blake Cashman. We've got Ivan Pace Jr. I like these players. Harrison Smith is awesome. Josh Metellus, this is really looking good. Cameron Bynum over here. Lewis Seen. It all makes sense. It's a very solid situation. The corners led by Byron Murphy Jr. We've got Shaquille Griffin over there. We've got Mekhi Blackman. We've got Caleb Evans. I really think this is a super solid group. It really doesn't scream help. But the edges, I'm really not sure. I'm not loving these. So definitely we're going to work on the edges. That's something for sure that we need to fix. The kicker does look a little bit wonky as well. So that might be something that we could also take a look at. On offense, again, as I said, we're going to be looking at Evan Ingram. I don't think we need to really push this team to its absolute breaking point in terms of power, because at best they're going to be playing one game in the postseason. That's basically everything that's going to happen in the playoffs. All right, so quarterback, not a position of change. Running back, not a position of change. Fullback, not a position of change. I like the wide receivers. I like the tight end situation. Left tackle is looking good. Left guard is looking solid. I like the center. I even think that the right guard isn't horrible. Ed Ingram is 24.73. He can improve, and I reckon he'll have the time. Right tackle, 27.86. I don't expect that anybody really thinks that JJ McCarthy is going to win him a ring at the end of the season immediately. So he's got time to grow. I don't like the left edge, as I said before. It's even weirder because these are both of the players that were shown. I've got James Lynch, so we really have an issue at the edges because there's hardly any players around. I like this setup here. Harrison Phillips, Jacqueline Roy, that's good lift. That's a linebacker. That works for me. Mid linebacker, yeah, that works as well. We could use some more depth here. Then we've got the right outside linebackers. We've got the cornerbacks looking good. The free safeties. And then we've got the strong safeties. And then we've got the kicker and the punter. Actually not looking that bad when you look at the stats. All right, so in all honesty, the Vikings, I really wanted to preserve for the draft picks, so I don't think that any big trades would have made sense. I'd rather look towards free agency, the available free agents at the time of recording, and of course, according to this roster file here. The defense is what needed help, and they got it. I got two experienced players. We brought in Calais Campbell and Samson Ebickham. Both will be on one-year deals. They're just there to kind of solidify the defense here apply a little bit more pressure. Jerry Tillery's here, as is James Lynch, and on the other side I've got Bullard and Lynch as well. They can grow, I reckon, over the course of the next year, and then you can evaluate again. But for the time, I think it just needs, like these dudes here, I just need these players that can immediately have an impact on the team and just help out the defense here a little bit. I was really thinking hard about maybe adding another player on the corner as well. Wasn't sure about that though, and I decided against it. I just think that it wouldn't be realistic. They did draft here in 2023. They've got good players in here, and they just need to develop. I think the safeties are exceptionally good, actually. A really well set group here, and that would basically not make any sense because they can also double in as corners in the depth chart. So that would actually not make a lot of sense, changing the cornerbacks too much. I really like the linebacking group. That is basically something that I didn't even touch. I did add a little bit more depth here, of course. I added Greenard over here because there was just too much depth on the right outside linebacking position. And now I feel like I've got the 4 mid linebackers. That just makes a lot of sense right there. We've got Dallas Turner here and Patrick Jones, the second over here, Andy Van Ginkel and Andre Carter. And so the linebacking group is really solid, well set. Everything else, I don't really think that a hotfix, again, should be a complete rebuild. It's just really to kind of iron out the worst issues and just help the team to be competitive in the upcoming season without too big of a problem in certain areas. All right, so I think that's that. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the changes I made. Let me know what you think of the players I brought in. What would you have done? I loved having some discourse with you guys. So yeah, please drop that down below. Also drop a like, consider subscribing. It means a lot to me, as you know. And as always, thanks so much for being here. Really enjoy that. Stay awesome, everybody, and see you next time.